Ganganapate Namaha, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, hariom. This topic is human, the patterns of human disposition, subtle body, and the relevance of devotion and the pursuits and the limitations and what are the blocks in their ascension. Now, if we see broadly, there are four categories that we will revel upon. Now, we are only trying to draw the relevance, because all these four patterns, the pursuit is happiness and to transcend limitation. Now, if we compare the ocean to be the destination, the bliss, immortality, and the being is a fish. Now, this fish, first thing, out of ignorance, it should be in water, but this is expression of the analogy of the ocean is immortality, bliss, and then the immediate expression of the ocean is fish. Now we will see in wake state. Now we are just reveling upon the wake state. This fish, which is which it came out of the, it just jumped out of the ocean. Actually, I am whatever the pop up, what we have been actually we have been seized with to analyze. This awareness held I am is okay. Awareness held I am is fish in the water. Then I am wielding the awareness, I am held awareness. This is the world of difference. Awareness held I am, fish is in the water. Awareness, I am held awareness means it came out of the thing, because this I am held awareness is the state of an exclusive existence. Now, existence is ocean, it is bliss, immortality, and that is expressing as I am. So as long as this awareness, that existence, held awareness, held I am, it is fully safe. But due to ignorance, this is what is the situation confronting every jiva being is. Now he is coming, he is just jumping out. That jumping out, that then this is a projected, I am projected existence, I am existing, and he is operating that awareness, jnana. He is enrolled with jnana. No, now that is the big. But that is a big, that matters a lot. I am held awareness, or awareness as me. Awareness as me, it is in the lap of the root consciousness, that is bliss, immortal. Now it flew out. This is a situation, this is a default displacement, where there is a imposter existence, that imposter existence with ahamasmi, or I am existing and I have knowledge, my knowledge. Now this, it came out of it. Here there are four domains where this I am existing, the individual is placed. These four domains are, one thing is, in all these domains there is a body inescapable, but the subtle body, the mind, the impressions, the patterns are. Now if we see this fish which came out of the water, now if we start with the fourth grade is one thing. It is the temperaments. It is only for sake of analysis, how the thing, how the human nature actually thinking. It is, we can say, it is a demonic nature. In this demonic nature, a person would would injure, hurt others. Not only he is negative, but this is like ultra negative. In this ultra negative state, the individual is diminutive conducts, which is, all his actions bring hurt others, pain, and bring thing. And such person is only definitely, it is only, he is caught up in arthakamas, and he could be devotee, and he could be prosperous, he could be wielding the position, he could be a qualified person, but he is because, and the so-called the God also, as we have seen, whenever we are in this negative territory, the concerts alone are retained. Now suppose such people with prosperity means Lakshmi, because it is negative, the Lakshmi, Narayana, they will be missing it, only Lakshmi, and then Shiva takes back only the power, they are holding some power in whichever domain, and then the Brahma is also lost because they are learned people, but it is used for a wrong cause. Let it be any domain. If they are in the a doctor who is doing, inflicting things with vested ill motive for prosperity, for gain, or an engineer, whichever realm, they are not only, it is a grade ultra negative. Ultra negative means here not only negative, but they unleash completely demonic, evil attitudes. Such people, they could be devotees, they may also get their full things, but they are they are pervaded because of this one. As we have seen, Lakshmi with Narayana alone gives the peace, happiness, and power with for auspicious alone will be blessing, will be auspicious, and knowledge for a selfless purpose alone, Brahma is retained. So these Trinity held with concerts, they bring us, they bless our happiness, the auspicious, and the contentment. Now in this ultra negative demonic mode, immediately the person is in the grip of agony, trauma. This agony trauma is in addition to discontentment and unhappiness and no peace. It's restlessness. Actually, it is agony. What can be more than agony? So this one, and such state, it will. This is the mental disposition. It will suck the life force, consume more breath counts, bodily. Their immunity will come down, and then it will only bring physical thing. It is all brings disorder, utterly a chaotic life, and this is the fate. It could be equated to a fish which jumped to desert. It is full of trauma, full of thing, and the jnana, whatsoever the higher life for these people, those seeds cannot reap thing. It is like a rocky soil. We can equate it to rocky soils with with break cracks. So this is the very very highly state of a person. Now the next level is negative. They are negative, they break, they are immoral, but for personal gain, and that is the same pursuits of arthakama, and here also they are devotees, but the devotee is connected, is an individual, and who is approached for material gains, and here also being negative, they could be prosperity, they could be holding the position, they could be learned everything, but they are they will be discontented. Discontentment is there, and loss of peace, loss of happiness, and relatively it is a it is a it is a lower order of the thing, that is ultra negative. This is a negative, and here also this despair, all those things will be there, and then it is like we can equate. It is only analogy how a fish which jumped out in this mode of in this territory of the mind, mental disposition, and it is like a dry plains, but it is a dry. Now, unlike the ultra negative demonic nature, here it is that is desert brings a peak, a complete full throttle pain. Here it is like a pain, but it is definitely slightly better than that one, but still retaining discontentment and unrest and no happiness. And this person also could be devotee, and then there can be all the fulfilled, but there is no really divinity cannot be held. Now, this is one pattern, negative, ultra negative. This we can say from our scriptural point of view, a tamasic pattern. Tamasic higher order is that ultra demonic. Tamasic negative is slightly it is a negative, that is ultra negative, the demonic attitude, where the person's all actions bring pain to every others. Now this negative person is they will be immoral, unethical, but in making their achievements. So these people also, despite being devotee, and then they are prosperous everything, but this is happening here also. It will suck more life force, more pain, more unrest, more agony. Now these two, ultra negative or negative, this is a tamasic. Now we'll come to the parameters of the rajasic. Here also the pursuits are arthakama, but positive they are confining to some laws. They want some methods, some they are moral, ethical, but their confinement is worldly, arthakama. And here, okay, they are devotees. By virtue of being positive, the concerts are held. Means Lakshmi with Narayana, prosperity with, because positive Narayana is there, and they are not inauspicious. They would not do. That's why Shiva is held. This is symbolic and power. And then here also they does some kind of systematic, orderly. Their knowledge is tapped. So the Brahma is used, and here because they are there, then they get prosperity, power, learning, but they get some peace, contentment, and happiness. But the thing is, peace and happiness, and it could be equated to fish on the wet plains. So definitely, it is slightly, it gives on and off some solace, some being positive. This is the advantage of being positive. Some code of conduct is followed in the life. All this is indulgence through our physical actions, our perceptions, our thought pattern, our talk, our relationship management. These are all the traits through which one transacts. One operates in wake state in deploying himself. So like that, this positive attitude, Daiva thing, this is inverse of the demonic. So in demonics, because our scriptures also say asura. Asura is that ultra negative. Here, they are human. We can say just a person with some values, something, but they they are confined to arthakama alone, and then there is though they earn by virtue of being positive, good, peace, contentment, happiness. There are three things: insecurity, unpredictability, and mortality. This threat, the void, is retained here also, and these three things are definitely inescapable for the uh, negative, ultra negative, and negative. They are anyhow there, but it is important. What they are relieved is restlessness and discontentment and unhappiness. But they are substituted, but insecurity, unpredictable mortality is there. So people with positive here, they earn, because the God whomsoever they are worshipping, though it is individualistic, not a local, their concept, they whatever one conceived a name and form, yes, it blesses me. With that purpose, it is approached, and everything is. It is there is an iota of peace here. It could be equated to fish on the wet plains. And now this is Rajasic. Then, if we see Sattvic, Sattvic is, we could see it is a seashore, and here also the pursuit could be, it is a divine life. What Deva, the exactly inverse of Asura to Devatas. It is they are, though the pursuits are Arthakama life, then they are carrying the divine qualities. What are they? Unconditional love, forbearance, tolerance, selflessness, forbearance, forgiveness, tolerance, service, compassion, karuna. These people, they are selfless activity they do, and they follow the divine laws, the do's and don'ts. Don'ts not at all, there is no scope for, and do's are very much dealt. Here also by they are devoted, and they connect to a, because why they are able to do, they are here, they have comprehended the God's laws. God is all pervading, entire creation is God's, because the God has proclaimed, I am the parent. No, they create an entire creation, they pursue as the children. Now the God will be, the parent will be happy only when their children are loved. Now they are aware their every action is very divine, auspicious, and they have seen the Virat form of, this is what is the people who are connected to the divine masters also. If you see Krishna, Uddhava, Akrura, these the Bhishma, these people have like that in any incarnation, and these people have earned the pleasure of the God. This is what God also says in the Gita. They are held dearer to me. 12th chapter, 13th shloka. So those who are free of those divine qualities are enumerated. Those are held because they are held dearer to him. He is held dearer to means he is blissful. They get the trace of bliss. All fine. But here also the Sattvic binds a person to the three dimensions, and here one thing is they are peaceful, happy, no doubt, trace of bliss. Because it is like a sea, it is equated to a seashore. And then, but one thing is, on the bottom line, there is insecurity, threat of the life, unpredictability. Situations could still unsettle. That voidness is there. It is this state where the know-how of the higher life ascension, the transcendental life, those inputs are appreciated, they are assimilated, and with conscious effort, there is a scope for them to jump back to the ocean. And as we see, ocean is bliss immortality. Now all these four domains are mortal, and the extent of actually this bliss reflection is seen to a larger extent in the divine life, and bliss is partly seen in the positive. In negative, it is totally taken off, and in ultra negative, it is bitter. Bitterness has come. So, it is the state of the mind which would decide, the final thing. Like this, so we have seen the four patterns of the people, beings, and these four, and this one divine, what I had said, this is like a sattvic, the being on the seashore. They get peace, quietude thing, and they will be transiting, that flare of the bliss happens, but it is broken. It is not incessant. It is a limited, and one limitation is this also suffers mortality. We could take another analogy. If we compare God, the bliss, immortality, to a sweet, a sugar, glucose. Now that divine attitudes are like something like the atta, some wheat atta or anything. When this sugar is mixed with it, sugar component, this mixed one will inherit, it will be sweeter. So sweet is held, whereas in positive thing, we can equate it to sugar mixed with some millets or some thing, where it is partially some some other thing where it is partially reflected, and not exactly almost alike to sugar with regard to thing. And with reference to negative, it is allied with spices, and sugar thing is totally lost. And with reference to ultra, that category, it is bitterness. Not only the sweetness has taken dormant, but it is bitterness. So the God who is God means, again, it is awareness, bliss, immortality, is retained or dropped, is linked to the state of the mind. And now how to help it? One has to be honestly assess whether he is in ultra negative or positive or divine life. Now how to know what is the divine life, what is the thing? These are enumerated in scriptures. Do's and don'ts, good and bad, positive, necessary. In specific 12th chapter, 13th shloka to 20th shloka, there are qualities of divine nature which God has himself proclaimed. They are dearer to me. All other, they are divine, and all inverse of that one is demonic nature. Negative. Actually, negative, ultra demonities are like the two sides. Negative, extreme negative means here negative, they would not, they doesn't mind to be unlawful. In the ultra negative, they doesn't mind to unleash, inflict pain, injure others terribly. That is the thing. So now it is in one's own hand, the state of mind. If you also take another example, just to draw resemblance, there is a sunlight. There are three tubs, three buckets filled with water. One is clean water, If we compare sunlight to bliss, clean water, it is sunlight is reflected perfectly, so there is a light, so there is a trace of happiness, there is a bliss. Now if we come to the uh, positive ness, there is a second, but it is semi clean, it is semi clean, um, some kind of semi clean, some kind of soapy, so some kind of a thing, a saltiness or thing, there is partial light, that partial happiness. And negative is a completely murky water, murky water, where where there no trace of the reflection, no trace of reflection, is no bliss. And in the fourth state it is further murkier, and in the negative itself is missing to reflect. So these are the analogies. Now happiness is has to be gained within by being pure, by being thing, and we have to analyze an internal audit to oneself, which domain he is connected, and the reasons for him to be, for him not to have the bliss, because bliss is like kasturi, what we have seen, that deer, its bliss is held. Now that if we are able to unable to access it, the impediments are this state of the mind. If a mind is like this, a fish which is on the desert will have immense pain. Fish on the dry soil, pain, that is immense pain, this is pain. And fish on the wetland has got certain some some trace of solace, and fish on the shore it definitely have advantage, because by proximity of the ocean there is a, yes, some some kind of a feel, because of it has access, it will disseminate, it is under the reach of that one. So this how this analysis. Another example we can like that take it is a bulb, a lamp, the glass fitted on the light. Now if this light, the bulb is black, absolutely no light comes out, that is the state of this negative. And positive means it is opaque. Positive, if some light comes in black light, if that dome is fixed on a lamp, if with black absolutely no light comes, with opaque second one, positive, some light comes. If it is a clean glass, then total light comes out. But that, even that is crossed, it is one with the light, absolute bliss. This light is only analogy for bliss. So we have seen the happiness is something never outside. It is happiness is held within, that is the state of I am, a root of I am. This I am, if it is encircled by this four, this three, broadly three, negative, positive, and then we can say it is it is refined, or ultra negative, negative, then positive, positive, and divine. So these things, now how we are intercepting that bliss, it is only within, because these four domains are absent in the deep sleep, and by default it is someone, the entity on the seashore with in a coma, in we given anesthesia like that, a coma. That is the deep sleep. There is a trailer for happiness, because these domains are folded. They have gone to the seed, because those mind, all these four states we have discussed, that is the state of the mind. In deep sleep, mind has gone into the seed. So that seed definitely it is relieved of these conditionings. Deep sleep, one can imagine, it is only to all these examples are to connect to they are pointers, symbolic. It is only to be understood. How is that in deep sleep we are blissful? No sukha. At least there is no disturbance, peace. Whatsoever is held, whatsoever the position, everybody want to relieve to earn that one. So we are getting recharged. There is a trailer, but there is unawareness. It is like a fish on the seashore, but it is unaware where it is. But by virtue of being in the proximity of the sea, it is getting some benefit of the, that coldness. The sea attributes, it gets the vapor, whatever see, that is the sukha vrittis, bliss, the small waves of the bliss. Now, when it is consciousness, if it can, depending on the state of mind, it is pushed to realms of desert or dry land or plain wetland, or if it is pure, divine, it is retaining there, then it is a small effort to jump it back. That state, that is called fourth state, that turiya, what we call the entity gets the thing. It is only an attempt to, it should help a person how his happiness is linked. Because if you see, all four have prosperity, they have power, but in whichever levels, and they are materialistic enrichment of their academic or whatnot thinking. But they have power, they have education, they are made sciences, they have mastered the academics, they have prosperous. But these four, but there is no celebration. There is missing. That is the thing. Devotion has got definitely a place, but devotion is the fruits are linked to being divine, undivine. So one has to be this. What is unfolded in all our scriptures? They have mooted two categories: devatas and rakshasas. Rakshasas, they are more enriched. They are better than more devotees, but they had the pain, and devatas. Maybe if I am asked, devatas could be less devoted, but they are having that divine qualities which are held. Actually, God and His divine qualities are one and same, because when He is in that Virat state, we don't have to. He is everywhere, and He is the Niyati. He is in His order. He and His order, because Vishnu Sahasranama clearly, He and His order, Dharma and Dharmi. The law minister and law, they are built in. It is formless Nirakara Tattva, where the laws rule and He is beyond law. What His laws are certainly rule, and but that, like that, the God is held together. God and again the center stage, God, immortality, Niraka, everything, asti, existence, jnana, prakasha, light, and bliss and immortality. All these are all pervading. They are, they when they incarnate in a particular embodiment, that avatara is very much that state only. And through them we have to connect. They help us in fulfilling our requirement iha, and when we are towing their laws, we are definitely having prosperity, power, knowledge, material, whatever knowledge, our learning in any field, and we get the peace here, and we get the higher life also. And because we have understood his Virat form as we evaluate, and there we get the peace and immortality. So there has to be an internal audit analysis in which realm we are pertaining, and the conscious walk from to the betterment. It is like basement to first floor to second floor to third floor to terrace. If terrace were to be